Hey there, future Andy. It is 6 a.m. and I think it's time for me to go to bed soon. I am really tired. What did I do today? Well, today was the big day. I had my driver's exam, but unfortunately, I failed. But it's okay. I learned a lot about my driving, especially during the exam. But after I went driving, I spent I think 8 hours just coding away at my networking project. I only had 8 hours to do it, and I did I think 80% of it before I handed it in. So good job, good on you. Pat on the back. Next up, one thing I wanted to talk to you about was I think after that I started hanging out with Matt. We had a little catch up call, gamed a little bit, and we had a really late night conversation. It's 4 a.m. in the morning. We're both livid as fuck, and having a deep talk. And you can tell I'm pretty livid still. Like, I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. I just want to close my eyes and go to sleep. But before I do that, I need to show you guys what happened during the exam. Show you, future Andy, what happened during the exam. And so, funny story. So basically, my ICBC exam is around right about here, right here. And so when I first got into the car with the examiner, he asked me to give the hand signals, right? And my brain was panicking because I fucking forgot about the hand signals. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is right, left, right, and stop. And he's like, no, you got the two mixed up. And I'm just like, oh no, this is not a good start. And so after that, he asked me to show my lights, my high beam, low beam, all those beams. And on the car, I looked at the thing and I did not know which was my high beam. I did not know what was my low beam. Like, dude, I was a fucking nervous wreck when he walked into the car. And then he asked me, what's your defroster? And I was like, the fuck's a defroster? And my brain was like, And so I was sitting in the car, and I pressed the spraying thing that sprays water onto the windshield. And he's like, no bro, this button here is your defroster. And I'm like, oh no, I am so fucked for the exam. But yeah, I mean, so right off the bat, this guy already knew I probably wasn't a confident driver. And so let's start off where I failed. So basically, I started going to Safeway, and there's this intersection right here. Show Google Maps, right? So I'm zooming into Google Maps, right? Take a stop sign here. I'm just chilling. I'm still stressed out that I fucked up the knowledge part, but it's okay. It's a learning experience. It's whatever. I do my brain I chill and try to absorb as much information as I can for my brain to go. And so I'm chilling here, right? I pull through the intersection. I make it. And there's no cars that are coming, and so I'm like, okay, time for me to go. So I go in, and the examiner was like, all right, please merge. And so the traffic here was really, really busy. And so I'm not very comfortable per future Andy with highways. And so when I'm doing the signal, right? I signal, mirror, shoulder check, and I look the mirror, right? I'm waiting for space, and the guy behind me, it looks like he was giving me space. And so my brain, I was like around here at the time. I still had a lot of space I can chill to merge with, but for me, I forced the merge. And so I was going in, I pulled through, and the guy behind me honked at me because I cut him off. And then the examiner was like, bro, you just realized you cut off that guy, right? And my brain was like, yes. I said literally in the exam. I'm like, oh, yes. And so at that moment, I knew I failed the exam. Keep in mind, this is 2 minutes in the exam, and I already failed. But that's not it. This man was nice enough to, go through the entire exam and, at least tell me what I'm missing. And so after that, I'll go all the way up to here. I think it's all the way in, I think right about here. We drive around. My driving is phenomenal. I'm going the speed limit. I'm not missing any turns. I'm doing my shoulder checks. I'm doing my scans, except the scans. He told me to improve on my scanning, but that's a minor thing. I'm not gonna let it bother me. And so over here. Was it here? It was not here. Let me go back out. It's about here, I think. And so I have to make a, so as you see here, there's a sign that says dedicated right turn. And so my brain was going on this road, right? And then I'm just like the thing is, my brain is conditioned to listen to people's instructions. And this instructor was not saying anything. But either way, I should be able to look at the road, look at the signs, and say, oh, it's good to go. That means it's time for me to drive that way. And so my brain kept going and kept going and kept going and kept thinking. And I'm like, I'm so nervous. Like, I already failed the exam. Like, what's the point? Like, I'm overthinking at this point. And so when he asked me, when I want to make a right turn, right, I just went straight through the intersection. And that was the second violation on the exam. Well, first was a dangerous action. Then was the this thing. And so yeah, after this turn, we went back around. We went down to ICBC. We went back. And I think parking too. When I was parking, I didn't do the curb, turn the wheels on the curb. So that was also really important that I missed. And yeah, I missed quite a few things on the exam that it was GG, already. So yeah, you learn. So I went back, sat down with the man in the car, and the man's like, I could tell that you're pretty new in the road still. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, come back next time when you're more trained and ready to go. You have a lot of things you can improve on, so keep working at it. And yeah, I got clapped on an exam so hard. But I'm not depressed. Honestly, I feel fulfilled that I'm learning as a person. I'm growing as a person. And when you're learning, there's pain. And no pain, no game, no fame. all that stuff. Anyways, this video is getting long. I'm gonna go to bed. It's 6:08. I'm gonna pass out, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. I have a lot to study and catch up on for lecture notes because I've just been working on my project and skipping all my lectures. So I gotta go back and watch lectures. I'm gonna head out. I'll see you later, future auntie. Good night. Thank you for listening to me, and see you later. Goodbye.